Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to everybody. It is beautiful outside. That makes Monday morning so much easier, right? I am excited to be here with you all. I have some great guests on this show today, some cool topics, lots of cool stuff going on in Muscatine. So all week long, we have some really neat stuff to talk about to you. But first off, I have Larry with me from Hy-Vee, because they have an event coming up right here at Hy-Vee this week. So tell me about what's happening at Hy-Vee this week.
So we have a great opportunity on Thursday. We're going to have an open interview hiring event.
Okay.
So on Thursday at 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. here at the big store in Muscatine, we're going to be doing open interviews. And it's for both stores, for both Main Street location as well as this one.
Okay.
And we're hiring for all kinds of different things. A lot of stuff in our market grill, cooks and clerks. We're hiring for the summer concessions, because we're doing that now with both the soccer fields, Kent Stein ballparks, and then the swimming pool aquatic center as well. We also are doing for the deli up here. And an opportunity that's come up now down at Main Street is actually our home medical store. We need someone to be a customer service representative, but they will be mostly doing delivery for different, like the lift chairs and all that kind of stuff, and repair and stuff like that. So we're looking for someone to do that.
Lots of different.
Oh man, all kinds of stuff. We're hiring for the gas station. We're hiring for service managers, which is like assistant manager. We call them service managers. So all kinds of exciting stuff that we're hiring for. And we thought, instead of just trying to call people individually over and over and over, since we have so many, I wanted to just do an open interview night. Come on in. It'll be here at the big store, like I said, 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. If you want to go online, you can go to Hy-Vee.com and find our store. You hit careers, find our store, and then it lists everything that we're taking applications for. And if you want to get an application in and then come in for the open interviews, that's even better, because it kind of, we have your information right there. That's awesome. So that's what we're trying to do. Some of the things that we offer that a lot of people maybe don't know about is we do have a 10% grocery discount for employees.
Oh, dang.
Right? That right there is awesome. We do have 401k. We have a quarterly profit sharing bonus, even for part-time employees, which is kind of unusual, especially in the country. There's not that many companies that do that. So that's pretty cool. And our scheduling is pretty flexible. I mean, I have people that work 1 4-hour shift a week, you know. So that's kind of what we do. We're great with high school schedules and college schedules and all that fun stuff. So we just need to get some people, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to do so.
Some of those jobs too. I mean, working outside, how cool for the summer to work out in the garden center or down at one of the concessions or something like that.
I wanted to go to the pool, but Matt says I have to stay here and do this. But I thought,
why is he ruining the fun?
I think I could get an office at the swimming pool, right? That would be cool.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I'm
just
going to
get
tell
one
him
of
that
those
you're
umbrella. Just tell him I'm on board. Just get like a little umbrella. I feel like
absolutely.
I don't see any problem with that at all. Nothing could go wrong.
No, what could happen?
With that. So tons of opportunities. So,
absolutely.
Okay, really quick before you run off from me, tell me a little bit so people aren't so like scared to come in, because when you talk about like an open hiring event, they're like, okay, what could this look like? What does it look like a little bit? So if they come into the store on Thursday, what can they kind of expect that to look like?
So we'll have some signs put up to kind of tell you where to go. We're going to go upstairs. There is an upstairs here that for those that don't know.
I know. I have a funny story about that really quick. So I was in a hurry. I think I was coming to look for you that day that I was looking for a shirt.
Yes.
And I come flying around the corner. I'm like in a hurry to get this shirt. And you know that closet that's right there? I went zooming into that closet.
You're not going to get very far.
I didn't get very far at all. But I definitely went inside that closet very, very quickly. And I came very, very quickly right back out. And I'm like, I hope nobody saw me do that. But now I'm telling you all. So.
You couldn't find a shirt, but you could find a mop.
There was
so
mops.
That's cool. Yeah.
There was no shirts, though.
No.
And you were not in there.
I was not in there. So, I don't know. It depends on how this goes. Maybe Matt will move my office into there. I don't know.
Yep.
You never know.
Cool. You're in the closet now.
So you come in. There'll be signs. We'll be upstairs. We have a conference room up there, and I'll have some other people helping me as well, doing the interviews. I can't do it all, which I'm hoping to have a big turnout.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So we'll have it labeled for you so you know where to go, and it's going to be really easy and
just
really
come in and
really
chat,
quick.
Find out what jobs for you and what you're interested in, and go from there.
Absolutely.
So are they going to be getting like hired on the spot? Will they get calls back? It'll be a little bit of both?
It'll be a little bit of both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it just depends on the situation.
Exciting.
It is exciting.
It's crazy to think that those outside, like the concessions and stuff, like it's that time of year.
It's time. It was nice to see the sun today.
I know.
I didn't know what that was when I was driving to work today. So
it's been a while.
Yeah, I camped over the weekend and it was awful.
Beautiful.
So,
beautiful.
Rained the whole time. That's okay. It's
awesome.
Okay.
But he got prepared for this big event.
That's right.
In your mind, you were just, I'm sure, all weekend working about.
Let's do it.
Thinking about it.
I want you to come work for me.
Right?
Yes. That would be with me, not for me.
Yes.
With me.
Yeah. So come in, check out you can look online ahead of time and see if any of those jobs kind of appeal to you. There's a ton on there for you to look through and kind of see what you would be doing. But there's a whole variety of jobs on there, and what a great opportunity Thursday to just come in, get the interview out of the way, and walk away with a job.
Yeah, exactly. And and remember, it's for both stores. So maybe you live closer downtown, and you'd be more interested in working at the Main Street location. That's great. That's awesome. But we're just doing the interviews up here because we have more room at the bigger store. But we are hiring for both stores.
And one more question I have.
Okay.
How old do people need to be to come to the job fair?
16 years old. So we hire 16 and up.
Okay.
And some of the jobs, like the Market Grill cook, for example, we have to be 18.
Yep.
You have to be 18 to run the grill and stuff like that. So, but mostly it's 16 and up.
Awesome. So those high schoolers that are starting to think about summer jobs and things like that, it's time for that. So
it's time.
Come in after school and get that taken care of. Get
4
that
to 7 on Thursday.
Perfect. Awesome. So thanks for coming in. I'll keep reminding you guys this week about that event coming up, because I know there are so many people out there looking for jobs, and what a great opportunity.
And we have them.
Yeah, yes, we have them. So we're going to go to a quick commercial for my friends at Impact, and then we have Frank here from Rebuilding Together to talk about an event that they have coming up as well. So we'll be right back.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
So lots of opportunities to come and get hired for a job right here at Hy-Vee. Maybe we could even see each other sometimes here in the mornings. So today is National Grilled Cheese Day. Yummo! Check it out. I had them just, obviously it's not lunchtime yet, but I'm like, can you like grill me up a grilled cheese for my buddy Frank? Because it's National Grilled Cheese Day, and I mean, we have to celebrate, and Frank didn't even know. So I'm like, take care of him. At least he can take it to go after the show to celebrate, because
okay. Thank you.
Yes. So he has some lunch. No worries, guys. So go celebrate. Get you a grilled cheese and get that all taken care of. So rebuilding together.
Here.
Yes. There? Wherever. Look at me.
I'll look at you.
Look at me.
Okay.
So Frank, you have this really cool organization in town in Muscatine called Rebuilding Together. And I think a lot of people know what Rebuilding Together is, but talk to me a little bit about kind of the history of it and how you decided to bring that to Muscatine here, or as a group you guys decided to bring it to Muscatine, and then we'll kind of get into the event and all that fun stuff after that.
Well, Rebuilding Together started in Midland, Texas, about 1986. And some people were sitting around church, and they were talking about their neighbors. One of their neighbors' houses really needed repaired. I mean, there's a lot of, it needed painted. I don't know what all. But these four guys got together, and they went and took care of it. Mm-hmm. Well, then following year, they said, well, let's do that again. So they went and fixed up another person's house, another family.
Yeah.
And so this one lady then says, wow, this is just like Christmas in April. Yeah. And so because it was the last Saturday of April, both times, mm-hmm. just a coincidence. And so it became Christmas in April, and they gathered around more people and more funding, of course. And then eventually it moved, after a couple of years, it moved to Washington, D.C. and became Rebuilding Together. At one time, we had about 199 affiliates. It's pretty much clear across the nation. We went down quite a bit there. 145 or so now. But in 2005, I worked at Monsanto. Mm-hmm. Now it's Bayer, but at Monsanto I was working with the Community Relations Committee. Gotcha. And delivering Meals on Wheels every Monday. And this one lady, the chair of the committee, said, "Frank, you do a little building, right?" I said, "I sure do." And she said, "Well, see what we can do. Is there any of these seniors that need something more than just a meal on Monday?" I said, "Warney Clark needs a new porch." I almost fell through it myself. Oh, good. And he's 89 years old or so. And she said, "Well, find out how much it would cost and maybe we can fix it." So I found out it'd be about $850. And so working with Builders World at that time, now it's Muscatine Lumber. Yep. But worked with them and got the supplies that we needed, and we went in on Friday night, jacked up the roof, tore the old porch out, put footings down. And then Saturday we went back and built the deck and the steps and everything to help him out. Yeah. And he stood there weeping as he was going by, as we were talking about building it. And then I went over to him and I said, "What's going on here, Warney?" And he said, "Well, nobody's ever helped me like this before. I didn't know what to expect." And I said, "Okay, well, the following year then," they said, "That was fun. Let's do it again." So I went to Senior Resources and said, "Ma'am, we need to work on somebody's house that is an elderly one that needs help." And she said, "Oh, John Malone up on Mulberry." So I went there and checked it out, did the same thing again, put up a job scope and got a bunch of people from Monsanto and scaffolding and from Petrochem and just pulled everybody together and went in and tore the roof off that porch and put a new one on for him and fixed that up. And it was the same thing. A lot of tears were shed. Yeah. And so then my wife, about the same time, she was watching TV when I was out doing something else, and she saw on the Paula Sands show, Rebuilding Together Quad Cities. Mm-hmm. So she got the number, and I called him, and Rod Jennings at that time, he was executive director. He came down and talked to myself and actually his grandpa, Hoppy, and we decided to go with this to put a Rebuilding Together Muscatine together and see what we could do. So at about the same time, another coincidence, my boss at Monsanto put me in for Leadership Muscatine class. So I went all the way through that. If you've never been to Leadership Muscatine, I highly recommend it. You learn about Muscatine history, you learn about Muscatine, you learn about the companies here in town. It's just a real good thing to be involved in. Mm-hmm. And but anyway, through that you need to pick up a community project. And I said, I got one. It's called Rebuilding Together Muscatine County. So I had to go through and get affiliated. I had to get a 501c3. I had to get it approved by the state. I had to get on their nonprofit status.
Yep.
And went through all 4 steps of that, but then also working with Rebuilding Together National. I had to get a demographic study of the community. I had to find out how many elderly people, how many people between the age of 18 and 65, how many female head of households, every race and nationality you can think of.
Yep.
And they obviously got approved. And so, but anyway, they gave us a call and we talked about it, and we were affiliated March 27th of 2007. We jumped into our first 2 projects. Both ladies named Dorothy. We tore out and replaced 24 foot of sidewalk and a 100-year-old rose bush that she was wanting tore out. Her father had planted it. She was born in the living room. She never lived anywhere else, 78 years old.
Oh, wow.
So we tore out that old rose bush and planted flowers around her house. We painted her fascia on her house. We put the sidewalk in. We put a new bathroom sink and piping in it because it hadn't ran for 40 years and she didn't know who to call. She would wash her face in the kitchen sink, so we put a new sink and fixed that pipe, of course, and just made her house very, very nice for her.
Wow.
The other lady, we painted her porch and all the trim around her porch. We picked up about 20 yards of stuff in her yard, and we painted her bedroom hot pink. That's what she wanted. She was 90 years old, and
hot pink. I love
hot
it.
pink, yeah. And this one guy, the house captain, was working in the kitchen, taking the cabinets out because we were going to replace them, and he's thrashing around in there, and we hear a wham, gotcha, and he comes walking out with a possum. A possum had gone and built a nest underneath her kitchen sink.
Oh my goodness.
And she was 90 years old and she couldn't see too good. She said, "That's what's making all that noise. I heard noise, but I didn't know what it was." So we fixed that, of course, and put in new kitchen cabinets for her, sink and countertop and all that. We have replaced we have remodeled completely 2 kitchens in the same day. Of course, 2 different addresses.
Yeah.
We have painted 2 houses in the same day. We had 185 volunteers at that time. We spread out and painted, like I said, 2 houses. At the one was a Korean War veteran, and when we were leaving, he's just crying, and he hugged me and he soaked my shirt, and I said, "Is there anything else we can do here for you?" Because we had painted the house, we put in handrails around the front porch, we planted flowers, washed their windows, and I don't remember now what all we did do. And but he's just crying, and she said, "Yes, you can take that ladder." And I said, "Okay," and it was a long wooden ladder that was unsafe anyway. She said, "If you don't take it, he'll be back on it." And so we took her ladder, and we just destroyed it, of course, because it wasn't any good. Yeah. But we work to keep people safe. We keep them warm, and we keep them in their home. Yep. And a safe community is beneficial to everybody. And so we will go in. We worked on people's houses before that, and then the neighbor comes out and starts mowing theirs and trimming up the bushes and all of that, because it just spreads. And that's what Rebuilding Together does. It's a community effort. It's like the old barn raising. It's compared to that. That if you need a barn built, we get together a bunch of people, we get the materials, and we put it all together, and then here come the other people bringing food and snacks for the day. It's the same thing with us. We have lunch provided courtesy of Pizza Ranch. Myron Eichelberger is just great. He's a super guy, but don't tell him I said so.
I won't say a word.
He's just neat, and he supports Rebuilding Together. He said, "I can't give you a lot of money, but I can give you some food. Let me know how much, how many people." So one of his ladies comes around that morning and does a head count, and then here comes this pizza, and it's just, it's great, and it's quite a contribution. But this year we're working on April 24th is our big day. It's always the last Saturday of April. We've maintained that custom. We might change it. If we get rained out this time, it will be like the 4th or 5th time of being rained out.
It's not going to rain.
2020, of course, we didn't have a big day. In 19, though, I asked the guys, I said, "It's pouring down rain. We're building 4 ramps today. Do you guys want to cancel it? Do you want to go ahead?" And to a man and woman, they said, "Let's go with this." And so they got their rain suits on, they got their ponchos, they put up sunshades for their tools, and they went and built these ramps in the rain. And it was remarkable. The these people that volunteer with us are just the top notch.
Yeah.
They always are. They want to do more, and they want to do more. We have to stick with our list of what we're going to do. We can't go off list and just do everything, because they need so much. The people that we work with are low income, and it's almost I don't want to say an embarrassment, but they're grateful for what we do. We put ramps in so they can get their wives that had a stroke in the house.
Yeah.
We just do what it takes to keep them safe. You know? So.
Yeah.
I'll stop talking and let you ask questions.
That's okay. That's so cool. I think it's inspiring what you said about the fact that you guys come in, you do some great things for someone who needs a little help, and then I love what you said about the neighbors. It's contagious. You see, oh well, they're picking up that house. Well, I want to do that to my house, so I'm going to pick up my house, and then all of a sudden the neighborhood looks better, and it is. It's just like with anything. Kindness is contagious. Making your house.
Sure.
I mean, it all works that way. So that's really cool. So. Let's talk a little bit about if somebody wants to be involved and help out and volunteer. Not only, I mean, even with the event on the 24th. Let's start there. If they want to come out and see what it's all about and volunteer that day, how do they do that?
Several ways. The number one way that we're trying to do this year is the online waivers. It's right there on our website. It's rebuildingtogethermuscatine.org.
Yep.
And go there, and it's our services there. The applications are there. You can fill them out online, and then also the waiver. Everyone has to have a waiver so that we know that you're insured.
Sure.
And that way you get a waiver and you get a free T-shirt and you get lunch.
Yeah,
so,
awesome.
Yeah,
I think Cooper actually has the website pulled up to show you kind of where you can find not only the website but also that waiver and stuff, because that's a pretty important piece for the day to make sure that you have that all taken care of. But how many volunteers do you need for April 24th? Or the more the merrier?
Yes,
probably.
If we've never had too many.
Yep.
But if 200 people came, we'd have to find work for 200 people, and it would be fun. This year we're putting in 3 ramps, and one of them is going to be a big 50-footer, so we're going to need about 20 people there.
Yeah.
And then a smaller one we're putting in. It's just a platform and then 2 sections, so we're going to need about 8 people there. These ramp sections are 42 inches by 8 foot long, so it's a 4-man carry. We don't want 2 17-year-old he-men thinking that they can pick up this section.
Nobody
and
gets
we've had
hurt.
that happen.
Yeah.
Please put it down and get 2 other people. Don't carry it yourself.
Yeah.
You know. So, see, then that one, we're having a couple of the houses are going to be roofed, so we're probably going to deal with that with contractors. There's some things to go on in the inside. So, off the top of my head, I would say probably 85. Awesome. 85 people would be a good figure.
Awesome.
Like I said, we've had as many as 185 before. Depends on the weather, depends on what they're doing that day.
Yep.
We've had as few as 30 and still got the jobs done.
Yep.
So this year we're not tearing into any kitchens. We have torn into kitchens and replaced the floor, counters, top, of course, cabinets, and sink and faucets and all of that.
Yeah.
We've cut away bathtubs, sides of bathtubs, and put in apparatus that they can step in, step out. We always put high-rise toilets in. We do whatever it takes to keep them safe, keep them safe.
So what happens if you're someone like me and you don't really have any of those home improvement skills?
We have yard work.
Okay.
If you'd like to rake and plant flowers and clean up the yards.
Perfect.
We do that too.
Yep.
We plant annuals so that they bloom right away, but then we plant a perennial shrub so that they some people call them peonies, I call them peonies.
Something that'll come back for them so they don't have to...
Year round. Yep. And then when they see that plant out there in the yard blooming, they remember a group of strangers came here to that and helped me with my house. You know?
Yeah.
One thing that I drive home to the people that we work with is when we get an application, it's an address. And then we go there and it's a house. Or a mobile home if we're putting a ramp on it. We put a lot of mobile home ramps on. But we go there and it's a house. And then we open that front door and it's a home. It's not your home. It's not my home. It's not like our home, but it's the essence of this family.
Yeah.
It's their grandkids come and play. It's their children were raised there. Some of these people we've worked for have lived in their home. Like I said, that one lady, 78 years.
Wow.
She never lived anywhere else. But we do not judge. We don't judge what you see, and you don't go tattle what you see. You just come in and you make their situation better by just being there. And if their bathroom sink is leaking underneath it, let's put new piping in, or a new faucet if that's the problem, or a kitchen sink or kitchen, like I've said. But we do what it takes to keep them safe. And we don't go tattle what you see or saw or heard. You know, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way it has to be. You know, we respect the clients that we work with, but we respect the volunteers that come and give us a day. Very much so, because they're giving us a day, and you can't give back. You can't get back time, but you can give it to your neighbor, and that's what we're asking for. Just a day. I tell people, if you give me 9 hours, I give you a task and a job and a day, a lunch and T-shirt and a day you won't soon forget. People come to me that day. It's happened every year. Somebody will say, "Gosh, Frank, this was so much fun. When are we going to do it again?" And I'm going, "Well, not tomorrow, because tomorrow
Give me a minute.
I'm going to be busy." You know? But that's the way it is. And they come and the volunteers get more out of it than the recipient of what we do. Because they come and they realize they got out of their shell a little bit, they got out of their comfort zone, and they were able to meet other people. And I've had people on one project, they were painting the side of a garage, and two ladies, two young women, they found out that all their kids went to Grant. And so then they got to talking, 3 kids each, then they're swapping phone numbers and emails. Now they've got conversations with somebody that they didn't know. Now there's a friend. You know?
That's awesome.
So, and it's Muscatine, you know, that's the way it is.
Very cool. I think we actually have a video that Cooper found on the website that we were going to pull up just to kind of give you a little taste of what happens on a day when you're out doing projects and stuff, and then we'll sort of wrap up with just a reminder of how to get involved with Rebuilding Together, how to learn more, and how to come out on April 24th and be a part of a really cool day and a really cool experience, and something like Frank says you won't forget. So we'll be right back after this video about Rebuilding Together.
For more than 40 years, as a leading national nonprofit in safe and healthy housing, we've been bringing people together to rebuild homes. And so much more. We're rebuilding pride by repairing and rehabilitating the houses of veterans, people with disabilities, and low-income homeowners so they can remain our neighbors. We're rebuilding communities by strengthening their foundations, because a neighborhood is more than just houses and streets. It's familiar faces, helping hands, and open arms. And we're rebuilding the future of our historic cities by renewing the hopes of the people who call them home. Our vision is a safe and healthy home for every person. With almost 100,000 volunteers, our local affiliates complete nearly 10,000 rebuild projects across the U.S. each year. And we hope you'll join us on the next one.
Okay. Very cool. So I'm excited. Like I said, I don't have a lot of home building skills. I normally my thing is I'll start a project at home just to scare my husband enough that he'll actually do it. That's kind of my thing.
I wonder if that's what my wife's been doing all these years.
I get out these drills or I'll call him, and if I've asked him to do something, I'll call him. I'll be like, how do you turn on this saw? And he's like, wait, what? What are you doing?
I've
and I'm like, I feel like I can do it. And he's like, it'll be right back. I'll be right home. But it generally works. But there are a lot of other things that you can do that day. And so April 24th,
right.
You can go on the website, fill out the waiver, all of that stuff, and get signed up to come on April 24th and help out for the first time.
Right.
It sounds like a really cool experience.
I would say it is. We'll have waivers there also that they can fill out just right there also.
So where's the meeting spot on April 24th if they're showing up for the first time that day?
About 7:15, be at our office at 1424 Hauser Street. Be at our sign of it. You know, there's Crossroads up the hill a little bit.
Yep.
There's an NEA behind us, but we're that light tan building.
Yep.
Big poster or big banner up above it. Rebuilding Together Muscatine County, and then our office is right there. So
awesome. So
we'll
just show up and fill out your waiver if you haven't, and
that's it. Yep.
And then he'll put you to work for a really great cause.
Well, my wife is the volunteer coordinator, and then we have other people that are in charge of all the projects, and I go around and talk to people that day, and I will do some stuff, but I'm usually just talking to people.
Yep.
You know, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep.
I'm not supposed to be picking up all the trash. I'm supposed to be telling people, you know, it's already done.
How it works. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, if I don't have it done by that day, it's too late.
Yep.
So,
yep. Awesome. Well, it sounds like a really cool event, a cool organization to be a part of. Come on that day if you've never been a part of it and learn a bit.
Right.
Volunteer the whole day or a part of the day if you're able.
Yep.
and just see what it's all about. And I think you'll probably, like Frank said, walk away with a lot more than than you showed up with.
Right. If they need information, my number's it's on the website, but it's 563-260-3143.
Awesome. So get signed up for that day. It's right around the corner. It's hard to believe, but
right. 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks away. And it'll also, some reminders, that number, things like that will be in your Discover Muscatine newspaper too. If you need reminders of the date or anything like that, we'll be sharing that information in the newspaper too. Also, phone number to get a hold of him and the website and everything as well. So we hope to see you there at that event and be a part of it. So we're going to go quick to a commercial, and then we'll kind of round things up for you today. I have a few more events going on, even more stuff going on in Muscatine to tell you about. But I'm excited about those things. We'll share a little bit of information about one of our sponsors, R7, here with you, and then I'll be right back.
Hello. I'm Tennille with R7 Reclaimed, located in Grandview, Iowa. We mix old and new goods together so that you can find the story of your home. When you get here, you will find a mix of old and new goods that are put together so seamlessly you won't even be able to tell which is which. And not only that, it's going to speak to you and your home. We are worth the road trip. We call it the R7 Road Trip. So punch in 337 Cemetery Lane, Grandview, Iowa into that GPS and make the road trip.
Hello. All right. So my friend Lieutenant Greg Bach stopped in this morning and reminded me that this week, actually, Salvation Army has a vaccination clinic happening at the Salvation Army on Oregon Street on Thursday. They'll be posting links so that you guys can get signed up if you're interested in having the vaccination. They will have those at Salvation Army on Thursday, and some more information will be posted throughout the week for you guys to sign up and be a part of that if you're still wanting to get vaccinated. Also, I had a ton of fun this weekend at the Girls Getaway. It rained, unfortunately, like we all know. This weekend was a little bit rainy, but it was still a great event. There was a ton of ladies there. We all had fun. I went to some shops that I hadn't been to in a long time. Look, I got some new jeans from my friends at Uncommon Style. It was fun. We had a lot of fun just visiting some of those shops that we hadn't been to in a while, some of the new shops like Urban Farmhouse that's downtown. So lots of cool stuff, and it was a great event. There are other great events coming up that the Chamber's a part of. the ballet that's coming up, some other things. So be watching in your Discover Muscatine newspaper for all of those events, all the information that you'll need to get signed up or to show up and be a part of those. The nice weather is going to bring more and more of that, which is exciting. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you so much to our sponsors. We couldn't be here sharing all this great stuff without them. Of course, Hy-Vee Market Grill Express Studios, our friends at Lutheran Living, Toyota of Muscatine, CBI, of course, R7 and Impact Athletic Performance. I'm ready to go get my butt kicked after this rainy weekend. I was a little bit lazy this weekend. It was kind of crappy out, so we didn't do a whole lot. So I feel like today's 4:30 workout might be a bit rough, but hopefully not too bad. But we will end the show today, and again, like I said, lots of great stuff this week for you all. Don't forget about Taste of Hy-Vee happening this week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday for you guys. So we'll be talking about that all week long as well. So we will see you tomorrow morning. Until then, remember that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.
TJ Deere here at Toyota Muscatine, and this is what it feels like to have a brand new Toyota.
It's the new car smell.
It's the new stories. It's the new adventure.
It's the memories.
Come and see us for your 2020 Toyota.